This is the third video about freehand freestyle silk painting, which means no resist, but with the same color set of textile acrylic paints. But in this video you will see how absolutely new technique of silk painting was created. Silk painting with me, Ilona Store. I have already wet the silk with water and spread the water evenly over the surface of the silk. The drawing could have been outlined earlier with a pencil, but I am doing it now with a textile marker that can be drawn on both dry silk and wet silk. I will paint a landscape with houses reflecting in the water. A naive, nice, cozy picture. Very simple shapes like a child's drawing. I chose grey marker because of its neutral color, plus it's light enough. I had the idea yesterday, I will tell you why later, to use cotton buds for painting silk. I have never done this before. You can say this is a unique video and you are witnesses to the creation of a new technique of free silk painting. At first I just dipped the stick in the paint, and here are the first points. To be honest, I thought that on wet silk they will spread more, but they hold the shape quite well. For now. I decided to try a different approach, to apply the paint with a brush, and so the paint wouldn't mix on the other end. But apparently the paint is too liquid. It didn't work. Now I dipped the stick in the paint again, but you can see for yourself how it happens. Since the silk is wet, the dots or points do spread out a bit. But I still choose to mix the color with the brush and apply it to the cotton bud. I just took a thicker paint. In general, you can mix paints with either a brush or the cotton bud itself. Actually, the idea came to me after my last video in which I mentioned the Impressionists and Pointillists. So about Pointillism and my, so to say, invention. I like the idea of painting silk in short strokes. You get an impression of Impressionism. But the Pointillists painted not even with strokes, but with dots, points. And on silk it's difficult to keep the brush strokes equally round and of the same size. And I thought, why don't I try using cotton buds? And voila, it worked. I got pretty round points of approximately the same size. By the way, this movement was named Pointillism because of point. In this video, as in the two previous ones about free silk painting, I used the same set of acrylic textile paints. Here you can see lemon yellow, pink, blue and purple. The only thing this time I excluded black. I have a plain white plate as a palette, porous paper to dry the brush, a round synthetic brush and cotton buds, of course. Just in case, let me remind you that here I have a dark purple color, although it's so dark that it may seem black. I intentionally try to leave the palette in the frame, so you can see how the colors blend. Here the main thing is to feel the right consistency, the right ratio of paint to water. All this is achieved by experience. I love color, I love its variety and different shades. I really think that silk is a great material for painting, for real painting. I mean a variety of techniques and colors, a mood, a character. This is where the points are very beautifully spread, in fact very similar to the reflection in the water. You see, I have got used to finding the right consistency of paint. It's supposed to be like sour cream. As I said, I purposely used the same set of paints and colors in this video, and there will be a fourth one to show how varied the gamut of the same colors can be. So in the next video you will see another version of free silk painting with the same paints, but the technique will again be completely different. My goal in this series of videos is to show how distinctive an impression can be achieved using a different approach. Oops, too dark. I like this technique very much. I fell in love with it. I wish I have invented this technique before, when I was painting scarves based on Impressionism, Post-Impressionism and Pointillism for a museum. And I happened to paint paintings by Paul Signac on satin scarves. That's where I could have used this technique. But in any case, I'm delighted that I have it now, and I will definitely use it from now on. The only thing is that this technique requires a lot of patience, and it's a long process. Yes, I started to paint from the center, but while I painted it, the silk had time to dry to the edges, and the points stopped flowing. Though if you treat this process as a meditative practice, you can have a lot of fun, as I do. If you like this video, I would love your reaction to it. Thank you. And that's how the picture ended up. And these were painted with the same colors, but with a different approach. And I really loved all the possibilities that in free silk painting technique might be achieved.